can feel your energy when you're looking back at me. Through the crowd I see your eyes, they're like stars beneath the sky. Can we call upon our friends and dance until the end? Can we stay right here forever? 'Cause we're finally all together. You're supposed to feel hopeless when you're surrounded. For me, it stops the hypnosis. My feet are finally grounded with you. You're supposed to feel hopeless when you're surrounded. For me, it stops the hypnosis. My feet are finally grounded with you. I can feel your energy when you're looking back at me. Through the crowd I see your eyes, they're like stars beneath the sky.
All right. Let's see here. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Caleb Eno. Welcome to COGG. We are getting started here. So today I am flying solo. My usual compatriot, Scott, is unable to be here. And we are just gonna move forward. I'm really excited about this. This is gonna be an interesting one this time around. So yeah, anyway, for introductions, my name is Caleb Eno. Welcome to the COGG monthly Let's Play. So COGG is the Central Ohio Game Developers Group. We are a group located in Central Ohio, and our whole purpose, our whole goal is to support those in the area who are working on game development. And that could be at the indie level or at the professional level, all the way through. We want to create a community of people who can network together, who can support one another as they move forward with all of their different kinds of projects. So no matter what level you're at, hobbyist or professional, or even just like you like games, we all love games here. So we're excited to talk about games and talk about playing games together and building games together. So what we're going to do is, this is our monthly Let's Play series. And how this works is every month we have a particular theme. And what the theme dictates is basically it's just like, hey, here's a theme. We're going to take a look at a game that is going to talk through and exemplify such and such, this kind of thing or that kind of a thing. And we're going to look at the design elements of that particular kind of game and talk about why they work, why they don't, and how that can help you as you think through your games. So this month we are doing simulation games. Now there's a little bit of a kind of a caveat, star asterisk thing on this one. So there's simulation games at a lot of different levels of play. One of those is sort of the city management, your Sim Cities and your roller coaster tycoons, things that where you're sort of more in a, like, you know, a top god mode perspective level. You're organizing things, you're managing things at a high level. And there's another kind of simulation game where you're actually trying to simulate a particular kind of experience. So you're more coming into the minutia of one particular thing, one particular idea. And so you're playing through, and the developer is trying to either farcically or very seriously trying to give you the experience of what it would be like to be someone trying to engage with this particular kind of thing. So today, this kind of simulation is more the latter. So we're thinking about emulating a specific kind of experience in a game. So we got some really great suggestions, and we I compiled those suggestions together and then send it out into a vote for everyone in the COG community, and so they can choose which ones they want us to do. Sometimes we have a game where we will take up the whole 2-hour session, just because it's got a lot going on. There's a lot of things we can talk about. That's usually what we do. Last month, we had a lot of fun. There was we did experimental games. So games that were really trying to bend or warp the normal way of doing things in the game world. And so we had 5 games that we actually played in that. It was a nice array of different things. I definitely suggest going to go check it out. Today, with simulation, we're actually going to look at 2 games. So let's take a look here. So the 2 that came to the top were Universe Sandbox and Kerbal Space Program. I had heard of Kerbal Space Program, of course, for many years, and I had never personally played it before, but I've heard many, many good things. So that one is going to be interesting. It is a simulation engine for actually building rocket ships. We will see how I do there. I am very curious. I haven't played it ahead of time yet, so this is going to be a very raw experience. The other one, the first one we're going to start with, is Universe Sandbox, and this is actually the second round of Universe Sandbox. They're in early access with this one right now. And it is really just a sandboxy universe experience. And it sort of is, if you could do anything on a universal scale, what would you do? What would happen if you could do things at that scale? So that's what we're going to be doing here. We're going to play both of these games. We're going to take a deep dive. We're going to try and split it somewhat down the middle, about 50 minutes per each or so, and we'll go ahead and take a look at these. So I'm really excited, and I'm excited for all of you to be joining me. So let's see here. Oh, I did want to make a side note. There were a couple of other ones that we were voting on, and front runner right at the very beginning, and I was a little surprised with this, is a game called Mud Runner, which is where it's simulating the experience of driving very big trucks through very muddy areas. I thought that would be fun to play, and actually for a while there I was like, I think this one is going to might be a contender for the end, and then ultimately these 2 beat it out. But it made it pretty far in terms of the vote. That was pretty neat. Poor Microsoft Flight Simulator. 1 conciliatory vote. But the new one does look gorgeous, so that would have been fun to play too. All of the suggestions were really interesting. Oh, and the other one was Wolf Quest, which is actually a simulation of what it would be like to be a wolf out in the wild. That was a pretty neat one too. They have a classic version that's out and released, and they have a new early access one that they're working on. So super cool, interesting simulation ideas that are out there. Let me go ahead and flip over here. All right. Let's see here. Always trying to play around with flipping audio levers and stuff. It's always fun. Okay. I think... Yeah, okay. Gonna go ahead and hit the play button, and here's fingers crossed, hoping this works right out of the gate. Aha! I see it. Now this one I have played for 30 seconds, so I just opened it up enough to fiddle around with it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna double check. I want to make sure that the audio came through. Yeah, I think it is. Might want to bring it down just a little bit though. We'll try that. It's pretty soft music. There's not a lot going on there. Okay. So let's take a look at our little universe here. I think we actually had let's start with the guide all over again. So this is really nifty. It is a in many ways, it reminds me of an application that I used while in college. It was a model of the solar system and the universe, and you could like zoom in on everything and see orbits. You could advance things forward or backwards in time, and you could figure out exactly how things would be on a particular day. So this is giving me a lot of those vibes. It's definitely more of a tool. Sandbox is a phenomenal word for it. There's a very, very sandboxy thing going on. Yeah, it's a tool. Let's go through the tutorial here for just a second here. So this is our solar system, and yeah, so the whole thing is like this, where you can zoom really far in and really far out on pretty much everything that is here. So we got Earth, home to everyone you know. I actually read that earlier and chuckled just a little bit, because I was kind of like, well, I mean, if there's an alien reading this, that would be really humorous. Let's see here. And here's the sun, the most important source of life, fuel for life on Earth. Yes, very good. Oh, I didn't get that far. What if we got rid of it? Okay, to remove an object from the simulation, use the delete tools. We've got tools, delete. Oh, this is really interesting. Hey there, Dragon Loot. Oh no! Our entire solar system is having a bad day. Real bad day. There goes Earth, our little blue planet. Wow. Okay, that was fun. More fun than I feel like it should have been, of like instantaneous death for everything in the entire solar system. Okay, this is fun. This is gonna be really fun. All right. And Earth gets a little chilly. Yeah. Click and drag. Yep, nice simple click drag interface. Actually, this reminds me of a Kirkazat's episode that talked about what would happen if the Earth got flung out of the solar system. Earth is very cold now. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. All right. Pause the simulation. All right. Okay? Pause button. There we go. Tools. Add. Ooh. Okay. Here we go. Select stars. Random known star. Okay, here we go. Select the blue supergiant. Okay. Anywhere in the simulation. "23 times more massive than our sun." Click play. Uh-oh. I see Saturn. Saturn's coming looping back for a little bit of a rough day. There comes Jupiter. Earth, though. I'm kind of curious about our old Earth over here. Did Earth get far enough away? Earth might have gotten far enough away. Uh-oh. There's... Oh, and there's Saturn. Saturn is no more. Goodbye, Saturn. Oh, this is really fun. All right, we got something... A couple of things going on here. Very nice. I don't know what these little guys are. This must be asteroids? There goes Ceres. Bye, Ceres. Yep, there goes Ceres. So maybe we made a couple of mistakes on ruling our solar system. That is probably yes. Yes. Creating life-sustaining worlds. All right, so I'm going to take a stop here for a second and just think about what we've got so far. So it looks like, pause the simulation. In that audio meter, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit more. Okay, so far, really, really simple interface, which I like. I think the whole point of what we're trying to do here is we have a simulation, right? And so we've got pretty much all of our screen realty is being taken up by the simulation view. So we can get a nice wide angle shot of pretty much everything. The decision was made to keep UI off. We have these little labels, obviously. But even like that little circle around the sun, I mean, that's just a hot highlight for whenever you've got your mouse over it. That goes away 100% too. So this is a game that has a very specific purpose. It wants you to just see everything as much as possible. So they've made the decision to strip away the UI to the max. We do have these little text markers here, and I think that's a good decision just to kind of help people have a context and awareness for what they are looking at. I would not be surprised, actually, if there is a way to actually remove that, if there's a way to turn that completely off. And I'm wondering, yeah, okay, that stays there for a while. For quite a while. Whoa. And zoom. It is a very dramatic zoom. Okay, I can kind of use the keyboard a little bit here too. Alright. I'm not going to blow out your monitors by putting the sun right in the middle. Yeah, so nice and simple UI. That's good. And then our interface bars here at the bottom, which will expand. So we've got our tools menu drop out, but again, very minimalistic, very iconographical centric. Yeah, it's got a lot of icons, let's say that. And a couple of other modifiers here for the view. Let's see. These look like some simulation modifiers we'll probably get into a little bit. But yeah, it's a really nice, simple interface. We've got the day advancements. Oh, we went backwards. Okay, can we go? Okay, that is the overall speed. Okay. That's interesting. Cool. Okay, well, that would make sense. I'm actually a little surprised that we can't go backwards. All right. Riga was clearly too big for our solar system. Planets didn't have enough velocity to orbit such a massive star. Turns out the sun is a good match for us. Big surprise. What if Earth were closer to the sun? Here's an Earth that is orbiting much closer to the sun than it should be. Click on the object to select. Ah, see, that's nice. Okay, so when you click on an object, you get a little bit of a readout of the information. So that is... See, I'm curious what each of these pieces mean. Okay, come on. Expand up. Oh, here we go. Okay, so mass, radius, density. Okay, very nice. Very nice. Wow, okay, that's amazing. This is fully embracing the simulation aspect that they're going for. So we've got mass, radius, density. Wow, this is super cool. Okay, that's actually really cool. So I'm like jumping ahead here, but yeah, okay, so radius and density, I think that those will determine what your gravity is. So you can't just change that by itself. All right, this is neat. Let's see, can we calculated radius? Okay, mass. Let's see, 0.5. The Earth and start boiling its oceans. Okay, how do I get closer to it? Oh, wait. There we go. Alright, let's... Okay. Time to heat up the Earth. Oh, that is slightly disconcerting and very weird. Select the Earth. Click it again. So if I select the Earth and click it again. Zoom in. Okay, so we're focused now. The Earth is now... all of its oceans have been boiled. Congratulations, everyone. You have just died a horrible heat death. Fortunately. Yes, very, very fortunately. The sun's habitable zone. View. Habitable zone. Oh, very nice. Planet may be in the right place to allow life to thrive, but small changes can still have a massive impact on our climate, I'm sure. Scientific method. Absolutely. This is very timely. I feel like space is kind of a big thing right now again because of all of the oh gosh, why am I forgetting the name of it? Elon Musk, his whole thing. Wow, why am I just totally blanking on it? It's like I keep trying to say Space Force, but I know that's wrong. If any of you can remember what the name of Elon Musk's space company is, I don't know why I'm blanking on it. I know what this is. It's just yeah, it's not coming to me right now. But yeah, I mean, we just had the new rover. Perseverance landed on Mars, which was super neat to watch the whole thing. So it's just I think space is one of those things that people are like a little bit come and go on. We're like, oh wow, something big just happened in space, and we kind of go back to our normal lives and stuff. But I feel like this is one of those, we just had a couple of big things happen with space. SpaceX, thank you so much. Yes, excellent. Wow, yeah. Yeah, I just drew the biggest blank there. I don't know why. All right. Moving on. Continue on to the last part of the introduction to explore the simulations of astronomical missions and discoveries. All right. Let's take the last part of... Whoa! Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. So these are the moons around Jupiter. It's quite the elliptical plane around Jupiter there. This is really neat to see it all together like this. I think what's really fun, what this sort of visually makes me think of is you have all of these celestial objects moving around Jupiter, and they're moving really fast. Like everything in space is moving really fast. But when you just think about how big space is, and you think about all of these things, like it's really like pretty slow comparatively. All right, so what we got going on here? 1977, we launched the Voyager spacecraft to explore Jupiter. That classic, iconic Voyager spacecraft. Continues its mission today as it journeys into interstellar space carrying... Yes, that's right, the golden record. Yep, the sounds of Earth. Just discovered potentially habitable planets farther away than we can imagine. TRAPPIST. I actually just learned about TRAPPIST not too long ago. More than 70 light years away from us, we've observed 5 planets that are similar in size to Earth. Hello. One of the 3 that orbit in the red dwarf star's habitable zone. Somewhere on this small planet, a small team is busy building a universe simulator that makes it easy to launch a moon at the Earth. What? Click. Wait, what? That just took a turn. I was not expecting. All right, let's see here. Let's go to add. Select moons. Select the moon. Aim and fire. What? No. Oh no. Okay, we gotta make a decision. Oh, whoops. I didn't make a decision. That's gonna ruin somebody's day. That's gonna ruin somebody's day real bad. All right, let's see. We're in Central Ohio. Let's try for tools, add moon. All right, we're gonna ruin Central Ohio's day. Oh, we really ruined Central Ohio's day. That's no moon. No kidding. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I mean, I knew just from screenshots and stuff that this was going to be a part of it. I just didn't realize we were like, here you could ask really big what-if questions you couldn't answer in real life. I have a feeling that if we launched the moon at the Earth like that, the Earth would look worse than it currently does in this simulation. Wow. All right. What if the... Okay, here we go. We are moving at about 0.9 million years a second. The Thanos simulator. and oh wow. We are watching the Andromeda galaxy colliding with the Milky Way galaxy, which again is ruining someone's day. Many someone's day. Home is the starting point for everything. Okay. Click guides. I see. Okay. Yeah, so okay, so this is really good to kind of get a bird's eye view of, is that there are 14 guides. We have gone through 3 of them. We're not going to go through any more. I think it's time to play instead of actually going through all the tutorials. But yeah, so we've gone through 3 of the 14 guides. There's clearly a ton to do in this simulator. They've got all of these levers and things. You can be very like working on minutia. You can be working at huge galactic scales. Clearly, yeah. There's clearly a lot to play with in this very aptly named universe sandbox. So. Open existing simulation. Oh, so you can... Okay, so there are simulations people have created in the workshop. That makes a ton of sense. I actually would not be surprised if there was like a simulation of the Perseverance in here. I would not be surprised at all. Okay, so lots of workshop stuff. Oh yeah, this is like nerd candy here. So we're gonna have all kinds of people contributing some pretty cool stuff too. Okay, so that concludes our excellent. Okay, our tutorial. All right, let's see. Let's do something new. Well. Let's load up our solar system. Okay, so here's our sun. Ooh. Don't look directly in the sun, people. I need my solar eclipse shades from back when they had the eclipse. Was that a couple years ago now, huh? All right. So this is the part. This is a sandbox, right? So there's pretty much just do whatever you want to do here. So I'm thinking suggestions from the chat. That would be great. So if you have anything that you'd like to try, please let's do it. I'd love to hear some ideas. I kind of want to shoot a sun at the sun. Do you think that'll work? Boom. And what just happened? I believe that I just sent the sun supernova and vaporized the solar system. It's very pretty, though. Okay, that was fun. I want to try that again, actually. Wow. Okay. All right, let's see how Saturn is doing after the supernova event. Saturn is having a couple of issues. Oh, it's because it's spinning so fast. It's spinning so fast that the simulator is having trouble. Yeah, Jupiter's still there. Let's see how Jupiter's doing. Jupiter is also spinning very fast and moving very fast. It's spinning so fast that the whole simulation is just like, nope, can't do it. Wow. And just for the record, like there's this sort of like elliptical plane leftovers here. The motion tab. Oh, here we go. It is moving. Huh. That doesn't seem as fast as I thought it would be. Well, here's our rotation. Oh, it's rotating fast, though. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's reset our solar system here. Loading the solar system. Okay, so if we were to take a look at Jupiter. Let's see here. Here's our Jupiter. So, Jupiter's currently... rotational period, 9.92 hours. And its overall speed, 13.1 kilometers a second. Okay. All right. Yeah, the rotation thing does seem to be the same. I thought that was a little weird too. The speed, though, I think the speed changes. So let's see. What does it look like if we just... Oh yeah, so also we are moving, the simulation we are currently in is moving at about 22 hours a second, so about a day a second. So that's worth noting too. So let's go check out the sun again. Okay. Now, let's blow up the whole solar system. Ooh, that's interesting. Huh. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Apparently I was so far away that did not have the cap... Okay, I see what happened. So yeah, it was too far away to actually get pulled into the gravity of the sun. So, I'm going to look at Jupiter now. Jupiter is now moving at 165 kilometers a second, so almost 10 times as fast as it was previously, thanks to supernova. I feel like it may have also probably exploded or been dispersed into nothingness by a supernova, but, you know. Yeah, rotational period is the same, but clearly it is moving faster on its rotation. And moving 10 times as fast. Also, yeah, the smaller planets, they did not make it in this equation. They are gone. They are roasted. Here's our fancy supernova. I feel like we've got to do something with a black hole, though. That's got to be. We can't just play around in a sandbox like this and not have a black hole, right? Let's try our solar system again. Okay. What would happen if mad scientist gets really powerful? Okay, ooh, let's slow down. Let's slow down. Let's slow down a little bit. Okay. What happens if mad scientist creates black hole on Earth? It's probably impossible, nothing to worry about, but let's see what happens if we try it. Clearly, we gotta have black holes. Oh yeah, here one. And we're moving a little slower. Whoa! We're only moving at a couple of minutes a second, but when I introduce that, I mean, the solar system is gone. Oh, wow. There they go. One right after the other. So that was a Sagittarius A star, which is 4.3 million times the mass of the sun. Wow. And it consumed the entirety of the solar system in a day, maybe? The entire solar system just gone in about a day. Okay. You know what? To be fair, inner solar system got eaten. We still have Saturn, and some of the other guys out there are okay. A couple days in here. Bad day for the solar system. Well, let's speed it up, going a couple hours a second here. There goes Saturn. Saturn went bye-bye. Let's see, race between Uranus and Chiron. Neptune's on its way over there. A couple of smaller entities. Oh, there goes that one. Neptune, last planet to survive the mad scientist black hole experiment. Yep, that one's gone. Speed us up a little bit more. Oh, there goes Neptune. There goes Pluto. And yeah. That's the rest of it all. Some of our Oort cloud numbers here. Wow. And there it is. It's all gone. Now, obviously, that was a really big black hole. The biggest black hole, one might say. Let's see, what is this? This is a 10 million solar mass black hole, which is actually bigger than this one that we tried. So let's go back to... Actually, here's a good question. Okay, so we can load up the Milky Way, which is interesting. Okay, so the way that this simulation works. Okay, so this is a breakdown here. So we actually have... different scalability of certain entities, right? So we've got the planet scale, a solar system scale. Those are particular entities of a particular size. You can't zoom in any more than this. When we're working at a galactic scale, this is an interesting idea. Basically, what they're doing is they're limiting the scope of what is actually achievable. It's not infinitely scalable. This is not accurately representing every single star in the Milky Way galaxy. It's just a particle effect or generation effect of some kind that's mimicking what it would be. Just from a design perspective, that makes a lot of sense, because the other would be, we're talking about essentially millions of entities in our galaxy, and having to actually give a representation for every single one, or figuring out how to dynamically load a scene or a prefab or something in with each one. That would be a little much, I think. So I think it's probably a good call that they have this here. But there's still some kind of gravitational thing, because we saw Andromeda colliding with the Milky Way earlier. And so there was some sort of accurate representation at the particle level of what's going on here. But I'd be curious to kind of know how they did that with what they were accomplishing with that. But yeah, anyway, does it make a difference? Will this affect anything if I put a black hole in at this size? Here we go. Little tiny dots, you can see them. Yeah, it's not really making that much of a difference. They're all kind of getting sucked into each other here. There we go. Wow. Okay, so the Milky Way is so supermassive in of itself. It's so big, and it's got so much going on that, yeah, nothing. I know, it does kind of look like I broke it. That may entirely be what happened. I'm just like, at this point, I'm just firing giant black holes into the world that are all getting absorbed by each other. Well, to be fair, it is early access, so I might have just been like, nope, too much. Let's try it again. Maybe not that specific thing. Let's just load up the Milky Way and see if there's anything else we can do here. All right, back to our Milky Way simulation. What other things can we do here? Let's see. We can add. What can we add? Black holes, other galaxies. That's funny. So just an aside, this is humorous. Let me move my head out of the way so that you can see here. So you'll see the icons. There's a lot of really cool icon stuff going on here. It's actually very communicative, like the black hole versus the galaxy, moons, planets, stars. It's really, really good icons. Like, I absolutely applaud them. You can communicate so much. Oh, that was a good warning. Yeah, you can communicate so much when you have really, really good icons in your game. So it's always a good idea to think through, okay, what can I communicate via an icon? But a bad icon will have the opposite effect. It'll make it actually really, really hard to communicate things effectively to your players. So that's a good conversation to have, is where can we use icons well, where we might not want to. But the icon that's actually being used here for this items tab, which I think is so funny, is a teapot. So if anyone's familiar with this idea of Brussels teapot, that is totally what they're playing with. And so, it's it's just fun. I'll tell you more about it later if you want to talk about it. It's just, it's a thought experiment, but oh my gosh, there's a TARDIS. Yes. Oh, so good. Okay. Also a whale, a pigeon, a sledgehammer, which looks really, really similar to a certain sledgehammer from a certain game I played last month. Oh dear. And if you ever wanted to make a longsword orbit the planet, oh, there's the Tesla Roadster. Voyager 1, 2, Rossini. You know what we actually don't have right now? I bet you could probably upload your own stuff, but I don't have anything for Perseverance so far, that's interesting. I would expect that probably to show up at some point. Oh, the Arrival spacecraft. Okay, this is really neat. Actually, I kind of want let's load up Earth. Let's go back to our solar system. Let's go hang out at Earth again. And let's see here how we're moving. Let's move fast. Let's slow down a little bit. All right, so. We're moving a lot slower now. Let's see here. Can we okay. Add. Let's try a TARDIS. What happens if we fire a TARDIS? There we go. Okay. Exactly this works is a little bit of a mystery to me. Exactly the placement of things. Well, our police box just collided. Whoa, there we go. The doctor had a bad day. And that doctor had a bad day, and so did that one. Pretty particle effect, though. Ooh, and the particle effect is affected by gravity. Check that out. Very nice. That's cool. I mean, technically speaking, the TARDIS contains a star, right? So effectively, we just dropped a star that exploded onto the planet, which I feel like Earth's doing pretty good, all of things considered, but it is getting progressively radiated down by fragments. I think Earth is now bathed in radiation. Ooh, watermelon. I don't know what would happen if you dropped a watermelon on Earth from space. But we're about to find out. Apparently it explodes in a fiery death globe. Very interesting. I feel like that's probably where a lot of the stuff is going to go, that same direction. Alright. Dropping the Great Pyramid of Giza. How fast is the watermelon moving? Let's see. If I just drop a watermelon. Wait, where's my watermelon? There it is. Alright, my watermelon is moving. About 3 kilometers a second. How big is the watermelon? Can we change the size of the watermelon? Can we make... Oh boy. We're gonna make an absolutely massive watermelon. Alright, here we go. Oh, we're starting to measure the size of the watermelon in Earths. Here we go. This is a watermelon the size of 1.42, the size of Earth. I'm pretty sure I just demolished Earth with the watermelon. Goodbye, Earth. Earth is now a fragment. Oh, shoot. Well, you know what? We can bring it back. We can. Earth does not have to be gone forever. Let's put another Earth back. There we go. Okay, let's go back to our mass. That's not a moon. That's a watermelon. Wow. Okay. And here comes our watermelon. And there is no more. It has been absorbed into the watermelon. Now here's something. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring back Earth again. And let Earth get smacked by a really big watermelon. Is that close enough? Is that going to do it? Maybe we need another Earth. Nope. Here we go. Incoming! That is a watermelon-sized crater, everyone. Wiped out most of... Looks like it landed right over top of the Middle East. That is an unfortunate ending for, well, the entire planet, really, because any impact of that magnitude is going to wipe out pretty much everything. Oh, wow, look at that. Is that just the dark, or is that actually, like, the water changing? Might just be the dark. Okay. Oh, and there's the other Earth. Okay, I was not prepared for that. And there's the other Earth. That is now a in pieces Earth. And it looks like... Yeah, so apparently it's really bad for Earth if there's more than one Earth. Composition. Oh yeah, I wonder how much water we added when we dropped a watermelon on the planet. Now what if can I slow this? Is it possible to reduce the speed? Hold on just a second, all right. Well, that is. We're coming up on the 3 o'clock mark, so I think we're gonna stop there with our little simulator. But wow, that was quite the experience. Those two ever gonna hit? That's the question I'm curious about. Doesn't look like it. Okay, whoa, we gotta stop. Okay. Yeah. So I think in many ways, hi Ryan, in many ways this is pretty cool, but in some other ways there's some quirkiness to it. So like it's really easy, as you just saw, to get caught in a perhaps dizzying situation, but and some of the effects are kind of like, well, I feel like that's not quite realistic, but actually, I'm going to do... Okay, before we quit, I can't help myself. I got to do one more thing. Let's zoom in on our Earth. Well, let's slow down. Yeah, as I said, sometimes this is a little dizzying. Let's see. Moons Minor. Let's see what. Here's the age-old question everybody's always wanted to ask. What happens if you throw a Mars at an Earth? How about 100 Marses at an Earth? All right. That is what happens when you fire 100 Marses at Earth. Okay, that was very satisfying. Wow. Okay. There's our screenshot for the day. Hundreds of Marses. And a very, very not doing so hot Earth. Well, actually, it's quite hot. Very hot. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're going to stop there. But that is Universe Simulator Squared, or 2, probably squared. But yeah, there's lots of options here. There's obviously way more that you could do. You could actually like play with it in a finite way and try to play with, well, what if we created a planet here in the solar system? What if we reconfigured it? What if Mars was closer to the sun? And we could just play with all those kind of things. You can look at the workshop. You can check out what other people have done with it. Okay, just a second. I saw this and I want to see if it works. Oh, here we go. Everyone, welcome to the Minecraft Cube. And the Minecraft Sun and the Minecraft Moon. That is pure gold. I love it. Very cool. Okay. Wow. That's hilarious. All right, on that note, let's go ahead and there's so much that could be explored here. Look what people have done. all kinds of things. Giant dice colliding with Earth. That's basically what we did with the watermelon. Yeah, all right. Let's go ahead and we will quit out of here. And we will give our second entry a try. All right, we're starting to get this all loaded up here. Let's see if I can get this thing to go full screen so that my OBS instance captures it. It's loading. So I don't know about all of you, but here in Central Ohio, it's a beautiful, like 65 or so outside. Has anyone had a chance to go outside yet today? Because goodness, we have the door open and it is the wind. Oh, it's so pretty outside. I love it. Okay, let's see here. Settings. Where's our full screen option here? Let's see. Let's change it to that one and full screen. Apply. Aha! There we go. Excellent. Move my floating head here. All right, let's do a quick audio test. Yeah, I see the volume coming through. Does everybody able to have audio there? Okay, let's go ahead and start. Okay, so to be very clear, I have never played this game ever before, so I'm very curious. I'm tempted to try training. Okay. I've heard this game is complicated, so maybe a training might be a good idea. All right, let's try it. Welcome to today's lecture on... I feel like this guy needs a better voice. Let's see. It's... Welcome to today's lecture on vessel construction. I am Werner von Kerbal. Whether you want to put a satellite into orbit, make a transcontinental flight, or step onto the very surface of the moon, you're going to need to build yourself a ship. It should be pretty easy, even if you're not a famous rocket scientist like myself. Alright. Additional moving parts. Alright. Take some time to hover the mouse over the building. So we've got a base here. Research and development, tracking, launch pad, vehicle assembly, mission control, space plane hangar, and astronaut complex, and the administration building. Is that a building out there? Can I move and pan? I can't move a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. We've got a runway. I feel like that's probably pretty important. Also right next to a body of water. Also, that, yeah, probably useful that. Okay, okay. And then enter the vehicle assembly building. All right, vehicle assembly. Here we go. Now, I think this is actually a really interesting one to compare a little bit with the game that we were just playing, the Universe Sandbox. So if you take a look, we've got, again, it's a similar kind of game. So there's a few things that they're trying to do in a similar way. You'll notice that predominantly the window is open. It's got lots of things it's trying to show you. Now, I have a feeling this is going to be a little bit more, well, I shouldn't say it's a little more technical than the last one. The last one was very technical. It had all of these levers that you can pull. This one's going to be more engineering heavy, though, rather than just the simulation aspect of it. So we have, you just notice right away, you've got lots of well, what I assume are tabs, lots of buttons, which will probably reveal additional content. So far, it shows nothing, so good to know. These look to me like they might be modes, so switching modes. You've got, it looks like, save options, that kind of a thing up there, as well as other doohickeys and doodads down here as well. And we have no we have no camera control over here. Okay, so let's move ahead. Show you all the things in different category groups. That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, they're doing the same thing. They've got icons, nested tabs full of different kinds of content information, and we're going to be using these, I believe, to construct a rocket ship. So let's see. Starting, there's only one choice. Go ahead and pick the command module for the pods. Okay, great. Okay, we've got mouse movement now, and we have a pod floating in midair. So moving the camera station. So we've got, okay, that's interesting. So instead of giving us zoom control, they have, because this is so much about building a vertical rocket, scrolling the mouse wheel, which is what I'm doing now, scrolling the mouse wheel, rotates us up and down in a vertical axis only, which just from a usability perspective is a really fascinating choice. Because it is really the only thing that matters, and so being able to zoom in on particular components isn't as critical. Though, that being said, I'm looking at the instructions now, which are, admittedly useful to read. If we do a shift mouse wheel, that does allow us to zoom. But very interesting that the default zoom is actually a vertical scroll. That's a really interesting choice. I think it works. I think it does. And then the zoom with the shift. Fascinating. It probably, that's one of those things that you wouldn't really necessarily know what the right direction to go is in unless you have tested it some, so you get a sense of whether the players appreciate, I guess it's really a question of which one is the player using the more. So if they are wanting to move up and down more, then make that the default without a modifier key. If they are wanting to zoom in and out more, then you want to make that the default without the modifier key. But in this case, I imagine that that's probably a good call. Cool. Go ahead and select the Mach 16 parachute. So let's see, it's going to be on the Utilities tab, which, very nice. So here's another thing that's interesting about tooltips. Let's use this as an excuse to talk about tooltips. So tooltips, they can have a couple of different ways that you do them. Some of them can be you mouse over and they have a little bit of a delay right before you actually click on it, or right before it actually shows up. So you get that little bit of a tooltip. You might have to pause in order to see something. That's pretty standard behavior on the web. I think it actually is really, really useful how they're doing it here. They're doing two things, which I really like. One, they instantly show you a pop-up of which tooltip this is, because there's a lot of tabs here. There's obviously going to be a lot of complexity, lots of different things going on. So showing that tooltip is actually really important for right away, because then the player isn't having to guess necessarily what the icon is referring to. They can just kind of hover over, oh, wait, here it is, utility. That's the one I was looking for. Also note that they have highlighted each of the important items. So like I'm doing right now, because normally I would actually read through everything pretty intentionally and make sure that I'm not missing anything. But for the person who's just trying to move quickly through the system, utility in orange, boom, utility over here, MK16 parachute, boom, right there in orange. Left click is the action, which is green, and you've got that little bit of contrast with the orange item, green action. And so for the user, the critical pieces of information is just utility, Mach 16 parachute, left click, click again. And that's it. That's all you actually have to do in order to understand what you need to do next. Wow, that is really, really good. I love that. The other thing that they're doing on the tab here, and I think this is really critical, you'll see how there's a little bit of that blue color along the side. That's what the actual tabs are, is that blue. The tooltip is yellow. It pops. It's very obvious that it's communicating that in a different color scheme that lets you pick it out really quickly. All of these things, all of the things with the tabs, the tooltips, the highlighted colors for object and action, I'm all over this. This is really, really good UI in terms of like communicating to you in critical pieces of information, especially in a game like this where it's going to be big, lots of pieces and parts, lots of things you can do. I mean, this is like the gummy ship builder on absolute steroids, right? So yeah, it's really cool. These are really important things to think about. Colors, choices, showing good colored UI, showing contrast with those colors between the other UI. Really, really good. This is a great start. I'm loving the interface so far. I was worried a little bit actually coming in. I didn't know how, like, was this going to look like old school Blender it was clearly made by engineers and there's 500 bajillion buttons and they all are like, wah, too much information. So they're doing a really good job. I'm excited about this. Let's go. Utility, click, parachute, click, and then click again. Ooh, that may have been the wrong place to put that. Can I undo that? Okay, here we go. Okay. So, all right, there we go. Oh, and look at that snap. Look at that. Fantastic. So good hard points. If you're ever building a game where you have a mechanic like this, where you're combining components together, creating snaps is really, really important. A lot of games, I know Valheim, that has its building system, does this. I mean, Minecraft does it, but that's kind of like Minecraft's MO, is everything is blocky and snaps together. I'm pretty sure, I haven't actually ever played, but oh, come on, I'm doing terrible with names today. What's the big popular battle royale game that everybody's playing? Wow, I'm just utterly blanking. Dang, okay. Okay, well, so thank you, Fortnite. Oh my gosh, jeez. You guys saving me. I'm having some trouble today. Yes, Fortnite. Fortnite has a build system. I believe that has also snapping inside of it. It's really important because, just me personally, if I'm like trying to build something and everything is just that little tiny bit off, oh, it drives me crazy. So, yes, that little bit of snap. I'll zoom in a little bit just so you can kind of see that. So critically important. Really, really helpful. Snap. Great. So we got a parachute. Whew. All right. Moving on. So we've done that. Adjusting parts options. Some of the parts have configurables. We can right-click on the parachute. Note that that's the most critical piece of information, is the right-click action. Aha! There we go. Ooh, yes. Excellent point. Yes. So the color change on the snap. Let's see. Can we delete this piece? Does not appear to be so. But yes, I would love to show that off again. You can go back and maybe look at it. There was that little bit of a color change as it snapped into place. It's a nice subtle thing, but it's really, really useful. It's all of that communicating information to your player to help them understand what's going on. Very good. Good eye. All right. Can shoot is set to, that's the altitude for when it will deploy. Safety is the Kerbal way, after all. Skeptical cat is skeptical. All right. You can hide these options. Right-clicking on the background. Okay, great. Oh, I guess I have to change this to okay. Ah, there we go. All right. Gated tutorial progression. Fantastic. Click on the Engines tab. Engines. Thumper. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's another opportunity to take a look at that. It's red. Red outline, also transparent. Two things going on here, red outline and transparent. And as soon as it's snappable, green outline. Still transparent because we haven't placed it yet, but it's very clear. It moves into that little snap position, and it's got the green outline. We click, and then it becomes solid. All right. You're not a famous rocket scientist. And solid rocket is too powerful for the payload. All right, let's pick up the thumper. Oh, removing parts. So this is the thing I was hoping for. Pick up the thumper and either drop it. Oh, is that really all we had to do was click on it? Oh. That's interesting. Okay, so we just click on that and then gone. All right. That's interesting. You can click on move this piece away from it, but you can't click and move the capsule piece away from it. That's interesting. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get through the tutorial. All right, for now, let's pick up the flea, snap it into place, and move forward. Here we go. The simplest survivable craft possible. One other thing first. You'll see the staging stack. The box with the number 0. Okay, that's bottom right here. As we stage our rocket. What this shows is that when we activate the next stage, both the engine and the parachute will be triggered. While it could be considered funny to open the chute and fire the motor at the same time, it's not going to give you much of a flight. That's hilarious. Okay, so you actually have to set up the stages. That's really interesting. Mouse with the 0 stages, see a little red. Yeah, okay, see the plus button to add a new stage. Click the minus button, and okay, we've got a new stage. Highest number, and then count down. So our first stage will be stage 1, and then it will be stage 0. Now drag the engine to stage 1. Okay, great. That's it. Now we have a safe, well, relatively safe craft ready to go. Top of the screen, you'll see the name for our craft. Untitled Spacecraft. Yes. It does not seem majestic. All right. Names. Give our little puddle jumper a name here. Suggestions. Any thoughts? I'll give it a second so that the delay can propagate out to y'all. Let's see, what can we name our ship? Little Puddle Jumper. We could just call it the Puddle Jumper, I suppose. Alright, you're the first one out, so let's do it. Spacey Mick Space. Done. All right. Note, any vessels you make here will be lost when you exit. This is just for playing around. Wait, where's our continue button? Okay. Basic flight. Here we go. This is what we want. Ooh, look at this little altitude counter. Okay, yawn, roll, pitch. Sure. Okay. Let's see. So, pitch up and down, yawn left and right, roll. Okay, sure, yep, all right, fair enough. Okay. Launch, activate, next step. That's what we want. Flight instructions. I'm skipping over large blocks of text, which are probably critically important. You may press escape to pause the game. And for now, hit space when you're ready to launch. Clearly, we don't need the instruction manual. Toss over back of shoulder. Launch! Oh, look at that. We seem to be launching. Oh, that's cool. Hey, y'all. We're going to space. Space! Oh, that was kind of funny. Okay. Stop messing around. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I'm overcorrected. I'm in trouble. You're solid. You're proud. And your speed is low. So do so. You're solid. Nice point. You're flat. Your speed is slow enough that it's safe to engage and deploy the parachute. How do I do that? Uh-oh. I don't know how to deploy the parachute. I don't remember. I didn't read the instructions. Oh, wait, there's the parachute. I got it. Now we sit back and enjoy the descent. This is not going to go well. Oh, no. Can we rotate? Nope. Nope. Tried to flip my ship around here. I think we're gonna be in trouble. We're not deploying the parachute. Come on. Oh, we're toast. We are so toast. Goodbye, cruel world. Oh, wait. Oh, it's actually expanded. Against all hope. Kids, always remember to bring a parachute with your rocket launch. Oh, I was sure that we were going to be just splattered on the floor. This is quite the slow descent here. Ooh. I'm now rotating really, really fast. Well, end scenario. Hey, we launched a rocket and it came back down, and I did not splatter my pilot's guts all over the floor. That's good. I feel like that's a successful first launch. Yeah. Moon or bust. I love it with the umlaut. Okay, so let's take a second and think about this. I want to talk about that flight experience. Yeah, so I think this is really interesting. Let's load this up again. The basic flight scenario. So I think what's really interesting about this is, so we've got these two. We've basically got the ship and the stages that we had set up previously. We've got a little doohickey here. So flight is. So this is really interesting. Yeah. So we've got all of our explanations of everything. Yep. Good, good. So when we actually fly, I mean, we have the basic, so we've got WS, AD, and QE for all of the, for the three different vectors of movement in here. I imagine that eventually that's going to actually get really important later on, especially if you're trying to do something like travel to the moon or something that, you know, your positions can be very important, especially landing. I'm sure landing will be an important factor too. Ooh. See, we have an atmosphere when we're landing on Earth, so that's going to be very helpful, but it's not going to be helpful landing on the moon. So this is going to be like lunar lander on steroids. Very interesting. So the experience of flying it is, at least for the very first, this first mission, is really easy, right? So hard to get it wrong. I will actually try to get it wrong here in a second on purpose, but even with all of like my messing around and stuff, spinning around, it was, yeah, we made it up, and then after I figured out that I could hit the space bar, we made it back down again. It was fine, no problems. Yeah, so it was very straightforward. It was a nice, really easy too. I think that helps, is that it's not hard to lose, or rather, it's not hard to win. So you can't really mess it up too bad here. So actually, it's kind of a gradual introduction, which I like, especially with. There's obviously a lot of room for complexity here. Now, if I launch this guy and immediately try to turn it, this could be real good. So here we go. Yeah. No. We want no turn. Wow. It was actually harder than I thought. Wait. Can I revert flight? Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah! All right. It was actually harder to do that than I thought it was going to be. I originally was going to try and shoot for the water tower over there, but yeah. So now I successfully splattered them all over the launch pad. That's really funny. Okay, great. Ooh, actually, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to give one more shot here. For one more shot to do it wrong, do it the wrong way. Oh no, I just read what he says. Don't feel bad. I'll send someone to clean that up and you can try again. All right. Let's quit to the menu. All right. So that was kind of fun, right? Let's see. Intermediate construction. Go for orbit. Let's jumpstart our tutorial here to a different. That's messed up. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Set your throttle to the max. Oh, there's throttle. Throttle is a thing, apparently. Prepare to launch. Ooh. Fancy. Okay, this is really neat. So we have our fuel over here. This has got 6 stages set up here. So we got solid fuel. And it tells you the name of who died. Oh no. Now I'm noticing that I'm tilting a little bit. I wonder if that's bad. All right, let's see here. Solid fuel, about out. All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm as I said, there was like a slight tilt. So I was pretty sure that was wrong. I'm just gonna keep going. This is fun. Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you're saying. Ooh, okay, this is starting to get a little mind bending. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Oh no. I can't recover. Alright, just calm. Just be calm. Calm down. Okay. You can recover. This is it. This is your moment. This is your moment. Okay. Just steady. Steady. There we go. Well, anyway. Hmm. I am going up, I think. Not down. Oof. All right, I'm gonna need to stop here for a second because this is making me nauseous. All right, so things that we have learned. There are more finite instructions that are important to follow in order to properly make oneself into an astronaut. Okay. Throttle to maximum. Okay, I see the pink marker now. You're kidding me. It's that unforgiving? Wow, okay. That's very unforgiving. Okay. So you have to stay right there, right in that very, very middle spot. Wow, okay. Okay, come on, stay with me. Stay with me. Oh my gosh. Ah. No. Oh my gosh. This is very intense. Ah! Oh no! No! Come on. Come back, little green dot. It says I'm in orbit. Am I in orbit? Well, foo. Yes, I am going down. Oh, no. Nope. Goodbye. All right. Well, that was a thing. Okay, so this is very technical movement oriented. So there's clearly the whole like building your shuttle bit, right? And then you've got the actual piloting the shuttle bit. And from what I could tell, there's like a pink target reticle, and then there's a green bit that you have to, that is your actual course, and you're trying to maintain the actual course within the pink. Which, by the way, if you hadn't noticed, is actually a little challenging. It's a little hard to do, and it takes a lot of concentration. The other thing that actually, this is my first big critique for this game so far, is that making sure that you're maintaining the targeting within that pink bit is really important, and it takes almost 100% of your concentration. And having that text box up in the top right corner is not helpful. And that's when I click and realize that you can drag this around anywhere. Because if I had this something like right here, right at the bottom, so I could actually look at that's so helpful. But I don't know if anything told me that I could click and drag this around. Wow. Okay, that is really helpful because I just couldn't spare a second to look up and glance. That is really, yeah. Having that there, that's really, really helpful and probably make a big difference if I could actually just have the dialog box down here. I wonder if that does make any difference. Okay. I know we're kind of coming up on the last 15 minutes of our time together, so. Oh no. That is very unfortunate. So I can move this over here. Okay. So yeah, this is legitimately my biggest complaint about this. So you can even move this window, but every time that it resets back to its normal spot. Yeah. So it would be really, really helpful if some kind of notification or indication that, hey, do your next thing was around that window, because this little bit right here, this wheel, is where your players, at least as me playing this as a new player, that is where all of my concentration is making sure that this little bit is there. Having this up on the top left corner is so far away, relatively speaking, from where my eye is focused, and not just like focused, but like laser focused. Reading this is almost impossible. That's my biggest complaint so far about the system. Having this interface information not be around where the eye is focused. That's something to think about. So think about where your player's eye is focused throughout the course of play. So you might have a targeting reticle. So if there's like a reticle that your players is always focused around, putting critical information around that targeting reticle can be very, very helpful, so that the player doesn't have to scan across the bar. I know there are some FPS games which put like the player health or some kind of indication of player health or player ammo actually around that reticle a little bit, because that will help not having to scan away to see how much ammo or health you have left. So think about where your player's eye is going to be, where they're going to be focusing on, and that'll be really helpful in how you communicate information to the player. If it's more casual, like the building phase of this, information can be basically anywhere. It's not time sensitive or critical. But when you have your player at a high degree of focus, try to think through where is critical information that I can put there for the player to look at. So I'm gonna try this just one more time. Okay. Come on, ship. Stay with the pink thing. Stay with old Pinky. Don't go too far. Back up a little bit. Come on. Stay with it. Stay on target. Oh, no, too much. She's falling apart, Captain. She's falling apart. No. Okay. Calm down. Okay. Yeah, I'm all over the place. This is not going well. Come on. Yep, we're on target. Stay on target. Going too far. Bring it back. Come on. Oh, boy. What? The thingy... Oh, jeez. Dang, that's frustrating. Okay, well... Didn't actually detach. Uh-oh. That's what's going on. Okay. No. Nope, that was the wrong. Oh, oh no, oh no. Okay, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. Too much. Well, so we are 2 for 2 now. Space-oriented games where it is all too easy to become just completely dizzyingly out of control. Wow. Okay. Let's end the scenario. Oh, I'm just curious. Go for orbit. Orbiting 101 to the moon. Land safely. Okay, here we go. We're gonna try and land safely on the moon. Let's do it. I have no idea what I'm doing, and there are a bunch more buttons now. Oh no. Review the flight plan. Execute a maneuver at lower orbit. Warp to the near. Okay. Burn, retrograde, descend at a measured pace. Land softly on the moon's surface. This is not going to go well. Here we go. Go to the map view. There's a map view now. Oh no. Warp to the maneuver node as I have taught you. Uh-oh. When it's time to hit sear, then execute the burn. Yeah, watch out for giant watermelons. No kidding. Yes, this is very much incoming giant watermelons. Oh boy. Do this at... Okay, so we're supposed to warp to the maneuver node. Warp? Display staging maneuver mode. How do we throttle up? Thing is I haven't learned how to partially accelerate instead of go to max acceleration. Also, he wants me to warp to the maneuver mode. I don't know how to do that either. What's this? Oh wait, what? Don't know what any of this means. And this is why it's probably a good idea to not skip through the tutorial. Alright. I concede that I don't have any idea what I'm doing, and, yeah. That's fair. I will... I'll push this one. Maybe this one will make more sense. Click anywhere on your orbit, then click Add Maneuver. Add Maneuver. Interesting. Okay, so what this must mean, I'm beginning to understand this a little bit. What this must do is allow you to essentially create, rather than having to maintain an orbit by yourself, you can kind of like autopilot your way. Okay. So let's be clear. There is a huge complexity of information here that we haven't even begun to touch in Kerbal. Obviously, it's going to have the ability to build very complex rockets. I think that's actually really cool too, because my imagining is going to be that just like in NASA, you're going to have to build 100% of everything that you would need in order to complete a mission. So if you're going to go to the moon, you need everything that would get you off of Earth. You need everything that's going to get you from orbit around Earth to the moon, everything to orbit the moon, everything to land on the moon, everything to get you off of the moon back into orbit, and all the way back to Earth, and everything that you need to land on Earth. That's a lot of stuff, and there's lots of ways that could potentially go wrong. And frankly, it is beyond incredible that we have been able to do this at all, much less at the period of time in history when we first sent people to the moon. And the fact that we got them there and got them back all fine and dandy is absolutely astounding. And this game begins to really give you a taste of that experience of being like, wow, there is so much that goes into making this all work. It's really pretty incredible. I recently watched Crew Dragon on their flight up to the International Space Station, and all of that was, there's all of this cool technology that we have now, of course, like touch screens and sensors and all of this high-tech computer gizmo gadget stuff, and like the inside of it looks like new kind of modern edge space era stuff, and yeah, it is really space stuff is really cool, and lots of cool stuff comes out of all of this. So this is really nice ode to all of that, all of the things that go into making these games work. So bravo to Kerbal, to the people who made Kerbal Space Program. It's hard, I'll say that, especially when you skip through all of the phases of the tutorial. I imagine that if you follow the tutorial, you get at least a little bit of an edge. I will say, from a tutorial perspective, there are some games where there's so much to explain that you often rely on a lot of text for it. I think that this game relies too much on the text. I think that there is a way to teach how to play this game more effectively than just lots of walls of text. Because it's easy to miss things. There's just lots of things going on. And again, that whole bit about I couldn't glance up and read a paragraph of text while trying to keep the green thingy and the purple thingy. It just wasn't going to happen. So yeah, a lot of, there's some UI stuff there that, especially during the flight phase, I think the building phase was pretty solid, but the stuff during the flight phase, I think there could have been snappier, more graphically useful ways to represent some of those pieces of information. So yeah, just think about those things. I encourage this all the time. Please think about tutorializing your game early. Learn how to teach your player how to play your game early, because it will influence how you build your game. It will influence how your players play the game, is how you teach them that. So definitely keep that in mind. You don't always need tutorial levels, because the very classic example, and not every game can be like this, but the Portal is a classic example of this, because essentially the entire first half of the game is a tutorial for the entire last half of the game. And none of it is really tutorially. I mean, maybe a tiny bit, but GLaDOS makes that a lot of fun. So yeah, teaching your player how to play their game. It should, player progression is something to be thinking about how your player journeys through gaining expertise in your systems. And of course, you want to have that good challenge versus expertise thing to get that flow. You've probably seen that diagram before. So you want to increase your challenge as your players increase in expertise of your systems. So there's lots of play in that. Obviously, you have things like Dark Souls, where it's really hard, intentionally really hard, because some players like that. They like that experience of just really having to grind their teeth to eke out every inch. Some people like that experience, and definitely there's ways to build that well is also. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and quit out. See a little Kerbal dude. All right, so that's our first round of simulation games. It was a lot of fun. There's so much out there in terms of simulation. I mean, you've got, like we're talking about Mud Runner, Wolf Quest. Those are going to be completely different experiences. There is things like Surgeon Simulator, which is as tricky as the pitch and yawn and roll thing is going for Kerbal. That is basically like, let's give each one of your limbs movement within the context of a keyboard. Yes, that's going to work really well. Some people manage to do really, really well with Surgeon Simulator, and I guess part of the fun really is that you usually don't do really well with Surgeon Simulator, and it's still a good time. So simulation games like that have a lot of. It's one of those things where, do you want to emphasize a kind of absurd abstraction, like trying to do surgery on using a keyboard interface, or doing something a little bit more intentional, like Kerbal is, where you're actually trying to be thinking through things legitimately in terms of engineering, in terms of piloting, or that kind of thing. So you have to make the decisions when you're doing simulation games about how are you going to interface your players into this world, and does it work? Does it not work? That kind of a thing. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun looking at these games. There's lots others out there, so many that we could play. I do want to give a shout out to QWOP, which is a browser game. It's QWOP, and that's a lot of fun. Basically, you control the forelegs and thighs of a runner, and you have to alternate between Q, W, O, and P in order to make your character run. I did manage actually to complete the 100 meters, but I did it mostly by like inching my character back and forth. It was pretty funny to watch. Anyway, yeah, thank you all. I'd love to continue hearing more about games that you found interesting, simulation games that had really compelling interfaces that did things differently. Obviously, 3D, virtual VR, that kind of stuff is a huge space for simulation games. There's, a very different experience from hitting a baseball with a keyboard or a controller versus holding a bat in your virtual, your virtual controller and like hitting a ball that way. That's a very different experience. Running around inside of an environment where you can actually dynamically look around. It's a very different kind of experience, but also it becomes a limited experience because not everybody's going to have the hardware as a keyboard and controller you might have access to. Lots of interesting things that you can talk about in terms of simulation. I have to say, I have a personal love for doing archery in VR. I think that is just really cool being able to do, because I like archery just in like real life. And so being able to do archery in VR, super cool also. Yeah, a lot of cool things in the simulation space. Okay, we're going to wrap up here, but thank you for everybody who came out and participated. It was a lot of fun chatting with you. It was a lot of fun throwing Earth-sized watermelons at Earth. Didn't go into today thinking that that's the experience I was going to have, but loved it nonetheless. If you do have any other ideas or suggestions for categories or games you'd like us to try playing, or even if you would like to participate sometime, be on the stream and talk about game design together, we would love that. So go over to our Discord channel, go ahead and hit that up. Love to have you there, be a part of the conversation. And as always, we are working as hard as we can to support everyone here at COGG in the Central Ohio area. And I mean, obviously, like a lot of our stuff is online. All of our stuff is online right now. So even beyond, you feel free to be a part of our community and what's going on. But we've got dev channels, lots of conversations going on there. If you're looking for help, there's lots of people who can help. If you are looking for job opportunities, sometimes those are available and you can apply for them. Yeah, it's lots of cool conversations going on. Love to see
people's art they're posting. There's a pets channel. We just got some dog pictures today. Super cute. Just really, really proud to be a part of the COGG community. You all are inspiring me every day doing my work, and I hope we're all inspiring each other doing all of your work. So for now, this is Caleb Eno. Thank you so much again for joining us for today's Let's Play, taking a look at 2 simulation games. We will see you all around next time. Cheers.